Good morning, my friends. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Kevin at 7. Thank you for joining me for the special episode of Kevin at 7 called Momentum Monday. Did you face your fear? That is the question for this morning. Did you face your fear? Coming from last Friday, we talked about Freedom Friday when I gave you what I call the Freedom from Fear Challenge. Did you take the Freedom from Fear Challenge? So welcome, everybody. Good morning. As you come on, make sure you give the video a thumbs up. Give me some hearts. Give yourself some hearts. I'm giving you my heart today. Thumbs up to all of you guys. It's going to be an awesome, amazing week. And today is the day you create the momentum for that. So for those of you who are joining us on Facebook, make sure that you give the video a thumbs up and also chat where you're coming from in the world today. If you're watching this as a replay, if you're watching this on Facebook or on YouTube as a replay, on YouTube, we only leave it up for the day and then we take it down. So if you are here looking for training videos, you probably don't want to watch a live stream because I'm interacting with the audience and I'm talking to them, and sometimes I get comments going like, you took 5 minutes to get to the first point. Well, here's the first point. Did you face your fear today? Did you face your fear this weekend? Did you take the Freedom from Fear Challenge? If you didn't, you need to go back and watch Friday's live stream on Facebook, Kevin Ward page, Facebook. So good morning, everybody. Hey, Eric, what's up, bro? From Salt Lake City, Utah. Good to see you this morning. Benjamin from Maryland. Maryland's a big state. I don't have no idea where to send my referral in Maryland, Benjamin, because I don't know where you're from. Hey, Sandra from South Africa. Good to see you this morning on YouTube. Welcome, everybody. Awesome. So did you take the Freedom from Fear Challenge? If you did, number one, give yourself some thumbs up right now. And also type in the chat bar or in the comments, just type yes or I did it. Done. Yes. Let's hear it from you guys. Guillermo from Miami, Florida. Good to see you this morning. Hey, Robert from Dickinson, Texas. Madeline from Miami, Florida as well. Cool. Benjamin from District Heights, Maryland. That's what I'm talking about. Thanks, sir. Walt Garrett from Modesto, California. Hey, Cathar. How do you say your name? From somewhere. I missed it. From Chanhassen, Minnesota. I've never heard of that either. So how do you say, am I getting your name right? Cathar? I don't know. I hope I'm getting it right. Hey, I'm here. Good morning. Good morning, Renee from Bloomfield Hills, Minnesota. Or is it MI? MI is not Minnesota. MI is what is MI? Michigan. Michigan. Yeah. MS is Mrs. I don't know. MO is Missouri. MS is Mississippi. MA is Maryland. MN is Minnesota. Good morning, Francisco from Indio, California. Carrie from somewhere in Michigan. Good to see you on this morning on YouTube. Okay, did you take the Freedom from Fear Challenge? So here's what I told you on Friday. Here was the challenge that I gave all you guys on Friday. Thank you and welcome, and thank you for joining us. Renee from Michigan, Carrie from Michigan, but we have no idea where to send our referrals if you're a real estate agent. D. Bailey from Atlanta, Georgia. Good to see you. JP, Washington, D.C. All right. Did you take the Freedom from Fear Challenge? On Friday, what I challenged you to do was do something this weekend that required you to face your fear. Something you're afraid of. And I told you the story about me going skydiving with Julie. We went skydiving, both of us terrified of heights. And we went skydiving anyway. This was years ago now. It's 5 or 6 years ago. Maybe 7 years ago now, I think. It was a long time ago. And I just it was like the most terrifying thing I ever did until I jumped. And then it was like this, it was just the most liberating thing after you face it. After you face your fear, you're free. Does that make sense? There is nothing more liberating than conquering a fear. There is nothing more liberating than looking fear in the face and kicking its ass. There's nothing more empowering than looking your greatest fear in the face and kicking its butt. If you guys are with me on that, let me see some thumbs up. Make sure you give the video on YouTube a thumbs up for you guys that are watching. Thank you for joining us for this special episode of Kevin at 7, Momentum Monday. And what I want to challenge you to do is get in the habit, create a habit of facing your fear. If you need help creating habits, go to 66dot.com, 66dot as in days of transformation.com, 66dot.com, where I train you. I have a whole program on how to create incredibly powerful fear, how to create incredibly powerful habits, including the habit of overcoming fear. So here was the Freedom from Fear Challenge I gave you on Friday. Go do something that scares you, that makes you go like, oh, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Face a fear and then boom, conquer it. And so the challenge was to go jump in a lake. That was the challenge. So here's what I want to hear from you guys that did it. If you took the challenge, what did you do this weekend to face your fear? How did you face it? What was the fear that you faced and how did you conquer it? So I challenge you guys, go jump in a lake, go jump in a cold swimming pool. If you're, go do something that you're looking at and go, oh, this is too cold. I'm afraid of getting cold. And I get it. It's not like a life and death fear, but it's anything where we have this expectation of pain. And so we hesitate, right? We hesitate because of fear. It stops us. And that the power of breaking through it is what we're talking about. Does that make sense? All right. So Carrie says, my husband would not let me jump in Lake Michigan yesterday, but I'm going to do it before the week is out. Did an ice cold shower instead. Carrie, you're ahead of me. This is awesome. So we're going to talk about what Carrie just said. Hey, good morning from Grapevine. I think it was Gina. I'm not sure. Okay, so Ravi said, I made 60 calls over the weekend on my PC. Ravi, I know you, bro. That's not, I mean, if you're uncomfortable doing that, I love it. That's a great breakthrough. But if you were on Fridays, I told you guys what I want you to do is something that was an instant, like, I'm afraid of this. I don't want to do it. And then bam, you do it and you've done it. You celebrate. Okay. Awesome. Braved it and did it. Congratulations, Ravi. Boom to you, man. That's awesome. Because see, that's what Ravi did is a little more advanced. And of course, Ravi's a little more advanced. He's a little more advanced agent. He's in my inner circle. So he's done some stuff. He's making a lot of money and crushing it in real estate. He's faced some fears. He made a lot of changes in his life and his personal health and everything. It's just amazing what he's done. So if you guys, what did you do this week? Did you face your fear? I'm not seeing a lot of posts here. Carrie did. Anybody else? Ravi faced a fear, did something he feared. Anybody else? Did I miss anybody? You didn't do this. Or were none of you on Friday? Hey, Adrian from El Paso. Were none of you here on Friday? Is this a whole new crowd, whole new group? Okay. All right. So I got to make one or two assumptions. Either you weren't on Friday or you didn't follow through. So now here's the most important question. If you were on Friday with me and see Gina wasn't, that's cool. I'm not judging anybody if you weren't. Okay. The question is, did you follow through? That's the most important. Hey, Robin from Colleyville, wasn't here. That's cool. I sat 25 feet in the air in a hunting tree. This is Renee Willits. I sat 25 feet in the air in a hunting tree stand in the middle of the woods. It was unbelievable. I can't read the rest of it. Let me see if I can get the rest of it. I can't read the rest of it for some reason. It makes me want to cancel your comment. So, okay, so a lot of you missed Friday. Okay, so let's go back and let's I'm going to issue the challenge. This is the Freedom from Fear Challenge. How do you overcome fear? How do you conquer fear? You face it and you do it. You do the thing that you fear, and the death of fear is certain. All right, this is from David Schwartz, the book, The Magic of Thinking Big. He says, do the thing you fear, and the death of fear is certain. Do the thing that you fear, and the death of fear is certain. So Renee has maybe a fear of heights. I'm assuming, Renee. So 25 feet does not look that high from the ground. But when you get up 25 feet and look down, that's a long ways down, because I'm one of those who are terrified of heights. So I look at it and we're like, oh, that's no big deal. And you start climbing the ladder and every foot seems like, 10 feet. And you're like, it's a long ways down. But if you climb up in that 25-foot hunting tree stand and you do that every day for 30 days, you will completely lose the fear of that hunting stand. Does that make sense to everyone? You do that 30 days in a row. You do it 66 days in a row. Not only will you break the habit of fear in that thing, but you will create the habit of actually doing that activity, if that's an activity you need to do every day. All right, so if you didn't do it, here's the Freedom from Fear Challenge. Go jump on a lake. It's got to be cold. It's what I'm talking about is you got to do something where it's like, I don't want to do this. If you live in Southern California, close to the ocean, you can go run into the ocean. Just go dive into the ocean. Now be careful diving into the ocean. You don't want to hit your head on the sand and break your neck. So when I say dive, go run into the surf, run into the crashing waves, and then just belly flop into the waves and just play in the water. It's so freaking cold here that it's shock to the system. And a lot of people are like afraid to do that. Now your little 3-year-old kid's not afraid to do it. We see them do it. All the little kids do it all the time. They play in the surf. It's crazy. They're like totally tolerant to the cold. Why? Because their body is conditioned by nature, your body's conditioned to cold. Okay, your body can adapt to hot, cold like that. Okay, that's why your little kid, when a little boy goes out to play and he's wearing, short sleeve shirts, and I used to come in from playing in the cold, and grandma would go like, put your coat on, you're going to catch cold. And my grandpa would say, let him go play. Boys will be boys, and his body keeps him warm. My grandpa knew something, even though he didn't really know what he was talking about. But what he knew was that when you do something over and over again, your body gets conditioned to it. All right. Now, it's all connected here. When it comes to facing your fears, when it comes to creating habits, when it comes to conditioning yourself to do certain things. So if you do the thing that you fear over and over again, it is the fear of it's going to go away. All right, so here's the challenge. Do something that you fear, but here's the rules we talked about on Friday, that you got to go face the fear. And I give jumping in a cold lake or a cold swimming pool, I think it's a great example because one, if you're afraid to jump into a cold swimming pool, like don't stick your toe in it to see how cold it is. Just walk right up to it. And then within 3 seconds, you have to go, boom. Don't stand there for 2 minutes working up the courage. Because see, what you're doing is you're not working up the courage. When you're like, well, I'm working up my courage. No, you're not. You're actually working up the fear. You're making the water colder in your mind. You're going like, oh, this is going to be horrible. Oh, it's going to be terrible. I'm going to get, okay. And you're accentuating, you're increasing the size of the fear, not working up courage. The way you work up courage is you go, turn it on, boom, and jump in. So here's the challenge. Go to a swimming pool today, go to a lake, go to the ocean, go somewhere, and jump in. And just boom, like that. And you got to jump it all in. Do not wade in. Do not lower yourself in slowly. You dive in, all in. Boom, that's where you go. Okay. And what's going to happen is going to be that like, that's one moment. And then boom, fear's gone. And you're like, it wasn't so bad. Now, by the way, if you jump into really, 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 really cold water, the most important thing that you do when you go in is not when you're with your head above water, you take a deep breath through your nose and then breathe. Because what happens is if you go into cold water, you go, and you don't breathe and you hyperventilate and you pass out. And that's how people drown, literally in cold water. And you take control, and your autonomic nervous system knows what to do. It's just forgotten because we've so insulated ourselves. Now, I'm giving you guys all this is training on how do you face and overcome fear. Okay, so one is you face it and you do it. You don't empower fear by letting it stop you. And so my commitment was on Friday when I talked about jumping out of an airplane and going skydiving and facing my fear, is my declaration after that was, I will never let fear stop me again. Okay, I want you guys to post that, make that declaration. I'm diving back into my A team today, Max Mitchell. Okay, all right, cool. Face something too, okay, so Elaine Bradley says, I faced something too personal to post. Several friends walked with me through it, walk the walk with me, which is awesome. It's a little different than what I'm talking about, but it's awesome. See, that's real life now implementation of actually facing a fear of having to do something personal or business or whatever it is, where you got to get tough, you got to confront somebody, or you have to overcome something. Okay. And if you have a habit you want to quit, and it's a habit like an addiction, it's going to be brutal. And you're like, I'm afraid if I quit, what's going to happen? People create this like monster in their brain. Like, well, if I quit doing this, then I'm going to start doing something else bad. Well, that's just a story, but it takes courage to make the shift, courage to make the change. So today, the Freedom from Fear Challenge is do something you're scared of. Now, I'm going to make it really simplify it here, because you go like, well, I don't have a pool. It's too far to the lake. I'm busy. I don't have time. So I'm going to give you something really, really simple that is so basic. Carrie Smith, Carrie, thank you. I will never let fear stop me again. I love that. Hey, Roger from Oxnard, good to see you. Kevin from New York, awesome. So I'm going to give you the Carrie Smith version of the Freedom from Fear Challenge, because this one works just as well for every one of you. Every single one of you in your house have a shower or a bathtub. You got one or the other or both. Every one of you do. So if you have a shower, here's the simplest thing. 60 seconds, totally cold shower. Just step right into it. Bam! 60 seconds, totally cold shower. Bam! Okay? Just do it. Oh, I hate cold showers. Right. That's why you got to do it. This is how you face fear and do it anyway. And then if you do it over and over and over and over again, you create the habit of facing fear. And then all of a sudden, you're not afraid of it anymore. It's still cold, but I'm not afraid of it. So I just step right in, bam. I take a cold shower every single day. Now, my entire shower may not be cold. It may only be 60 seconds. That's the challenge. Do 60 seconds of cold shower, cold exposure. Bam. When you step into it, breathe. If you don't have a shower, run your bathtub full of water and just boop, plop right in. I don't jump, but just sit in it, right? Get in it and then sit there. 3 minutes. Okay. If you just get in and get out, I don't care. Face the fear and do it anyway. This is how you do it. And as you do it, you realize, wait, that wasn't so bad. Now, if you want to really change your life, do it every single day, that thing that you're afraid of, until it's like, no big deal, no big deal. I like cold showers because it does a lot of great things for your nervous system, for your circulatory system, your lymphatic system, your blood system, your blood system. What's that called? Your circulation, your blood circulation. It does a lot of great stuff for that. Okay, so I love cold showers. If you're like hard, by the way, 60 seconds is a long time in a cold shower, isn't it, Carrie? It is. But when you're done, man, it feels awesome. Okay, just do it. And if you're like, well, it's freezing cold where I live, and blah, blah, blah. If you're gonna create a story, here's what you do: get in, take your regular shower, hot, just as steaming as you want to be, and then the last 60 seconds, turn it pure cold. Just bam. Do not adjust it and just turn it cold, and then just and then turn it off. Do not go back to warm. Just do it cold and then stop. Because not only will you face the fear and feel great when you're done, but when you get out, you're going to feel awesome because you stimulated your nervous system. You just brought your cells to life. It brings oxygen to your skin, service your skin. So it's very healthy for your skin. It's very healthy for your nervous system. It's very healthy for your circulation. And it's that cold exposure actually conditions you for cold. And you'll be warmer through the day because your body is learning how to do this. Now, anyway, there's a whole lot of stuff on this. Wim Hof, the Iceman, this is one of the things he trains people to do. Is how did he climb Mount Everest in shorts, where you're literally in sub-zero blizzard conditions? He climbed Mount Everest in shorts. He has 26 world records, most of them for cold exposure, things that he has done with his body. So I can teach anybody to do it. And you can go back, and in fact, I'm going to post it today on YouTube. I'm going to post a video interview that I did with Wim Hof last year and a half ago. I'll post it today on YouTube, and I'll repost it on Facebook. It's incredible what you can learn to do. And he took a group of people up Mount Kilimanjaro in shorts, and they were all 76 years old. You can hear about it on the video that I will post today. It's incredible. You can change your life. Now, if you want to change your habits, like you got some fears you're facing and you want to like crush them and conquer them permanently, you got to change your habits. So if you need help changing your habits, and we all need help changing habits, go to 66dot.com, 66dot.com. It's 66 days of transformation. And it is an online training program that I have on helping you change your habits. 66 days, it'll change your life. It's got a money back guarantee. Check it out. I mean, I'm telling you, it's the best investment that you will ever make in terms of just bang for the buck, changing your life, changing habits. Whether it's about real estate or anything else, it helps you break through those habits. And so check that out, 66dot.com. We'll post the link in the replay and so forth. But right now, today, take the Freedom from Fear Challenge. Go jump in a lake, jump in a swimming pool, take a cold shower, do something that you're like, if you're like, I'm afraid to do that, and then just bam, do it. Don't hesitate. Don't wait. Turn it on. Get in. If you're willing to do this, let me see some thumbs up. It's crazy. There's a whole new bunch from Friday. Let me see some thumbs up. You're willing to do this? Come on now. Come on now. Yes, you're willing to do it on YouTube? If you are, like the video or tell me. Say, I'm in. I'm in. You guys in? Type, I'm in. Come on now. Getting. Okay, there we go. There you go. Thank you guys on YouTube. Awesome. Awesome. Facebook guys, I see the thumbs up coming across there. Okay, go do this. And just let me know how you. So tomorrow we're going to break it down again. We're going to talk about how you felt from doing it. Okay, we're going to get more. We're going to do more work on this because it's really important. All right, guys. Awesome. Gina, good. Thank you, Robin. That's awesome. Facing them fears. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be powerful. And then tomorrow on our special episode of Kevin at 7, it's going to be Tactical Tuesday. We're going to be talking about how to handle emergencies, real estate emergencies. When you're like that, how to handle that. We're also going to talk about this as well. Getting back in the shower now, Paul Murphy. Too much. That was TMI there, Paul. Too much information. Go, guys. Face it. This is, by the way, this is how you break out of a slump. Paul Murphy. This is how you break out of a slump. Is you just go like, okay, I'm breaking out of it. Bam, step into it. We'll talk about that more later. All right, guys, have an awesome day. Play to win and always expect yes. See you guys tomorrow. Hi, baby. Is it just you here so far? I said, is it just you?